Hello, wind believers. It's time for the weekly Wind Spirit card pull. My name is Renee Baribeau, the practical shaman, author of this award-winning Hay House book, Winds of Spirit, which offers you insight into a new paradigm of walking in the world based in nature. It's not so new, it's really old, but we're remembering it again. It's time for us to know that, we need to live in harmony with the world. And so today I'm pulling a wind spirit card from the wind sack, the wind bag. They used to carry the wind over their shoulders in caves throughout time, all of these mythologies. Oh, interesting. Last week we had a cardinal wind, and this week we have another cardinal wind. We have Notus, the south wind. And this is all about our emotional needs and desires. And what I might ask you today is, what do you need? What do you really need in order to be happy, joyous, and free in this world? And, many years we've been talking about, what do you desire? What do you want to manifest? Well, I think it goes way deeper than that. It's about what basically do you need in order to, be. And for me, I mean, there's certain structures that I need. Like, I thrive in clean lines. That doesn't mean I'm not messy. It just means that I need a certain set of order and structure to my world in order to be messy within it. What else do I need? I need to be creative, like being able to be creative, being out of the box, being able to have some free form to my day is essential to my well-being. I remember when I first took a job at General Electric when I was just out of college. I was so proud I got this job as an editor, sliding through that gate with my top security clearance card, all of that. And then, that lasted for about 10, 15 minutes when all of a sudden I was at my desk looking at the work in front of me, thinking that this is going to be this linear kind of job. I was in tears by 10 a.m. thinking, no, this just doesn't fit. So think about it. When you're in a situation, how does it feel? If we can always get a bearing on our internal compass of how something's feeling, then we can start to move a little bit better through the world. Like when people are stuck, sometimes people either freeze or they run. Those are like two traditional things that happen when people are confronted with themselves. And so if you're frozen, stop and look to see where that block is living in your body. If you're running, stop. Take a look around. See what winds are blowing in your life. So in Winds of Spirit, there's a whole lot on the south, because the south is one of the cardinal directions, and these cardinal wind directions have been the markers of how we organize our consensual reality since way back. I found them as early as the tablets. So it's not like these are just something that I'm making up, that I'm talking about. You probably have heard a lot about, the cardinal wind directions. But in Winds of Spirit, there's a whole chapter on it. And actually, we're doing a Winds of Spirit book study. So if you go over to YouTube to my Enlightening Arts channel, you can listen to the conversation on the south wind. The south wind, when he had driven me to the house of my Lord, I said, O south wind, on the way I shall to thee, everything that thy wing I will break. And as he spoke with his mouth, the wing of the south wind was broken. 7 days the south wind blew, not upon the land. And so if we think about that in terms of how that reflects in your life, and all the way back to the tablets, they talk about, breaking the south wind's wing. They looked at it as a wind bird. And when they did that, they saw that the land got parched. There was haze, the water didn't move, and then people started to die. So whereas we fear our emotions sometimes. Without them, we can't get an accurate read on where we are in our life. So my recommendation is to go over and maybe order yourself a copy of Winds of Spirit, because it's a novel new way of looking at your life in terms of where you are in the current day in your own cycle of experience. All right, let's call to the south wind. So let's get into our emotional bodies and see what's really going on for us today. So on the first one, ground into the earth, deeply ground into the earth. Then on the second wind, call into the south wind, call into that emotional needs and desires. See what would be really working for you this week. And then on the third one, create an energy bubble around yourself so that you're free to explore these winds of emotions. Now let's call to notice the south wind. And let's put an energy bubble around ourselves and our family and our community so that we can move into this emotional state without having to break off that wing of the south wind bird. And when we feel safe in that emotional wind bubble, we're able to really navigate our experience. We are able to look at emotions for what they are, energy. Our needs are those driving forces of our spiritual vessels, which is our body. And our desires are those things that we'd love to manifest in the world when we have all of our other cardinal directions in order as well. All right, I'm Renee Baribeau. I'm the Practical Shaman, author of this award-winning Hay House book, Winds of Spirit, and hope you're having an awesome week.